Welcome to Silent Hill. I'm kidding.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Almost Gaming. You know, I'm not even really sure why I'm bothering doing the vlog this week. I mean, it's not like we've had two major console launches, another company launching major handheld and console games. There just really hasn't been any major video game news this week. But I guess we're just gonna have to press through somehow. Alright guys, we've got major gaming news for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, so let's kick things off with PC gaming this time. Those who would call themselves hardcore PC gamers often contend that you can build a gaming PC that's much better than any video game console. The counterpoint to this argument has always been that while yes, that may be true, it's often very expensive to do so. PC tech website Extreme Tech has decided to take the challenge, seeing if they can build a gaming PC similar to the PlayStation 4's specs for the same $400 price point. First, they allowed that there are some unique pieces of hardware inside the PS4 that just aren't available on the open market, so some concessions have to be made. But in the end, they were able to put together a gaming PC with similar specifications to the PlayStation 4 for $416. And with some Newegg rebates, they were able to knock that down to $396. They actually sounded a little surprised that they were able to do this, because Sony claims that they're losing $60 a unit on the PlayStation 4, and with a budget of $460, Extreme Tech claims they could build an even better machine. Now, to get detailed information on the hardware that was selected, in case this is something you are interested in doing, check the link in the video description. Moving to Nintendo, it was a rather ingenious decision for them to deflect some attention away from the launch of the Xbox One by launching two major Nintendo games on the exact same day. The Wii U gets a proper 3D Mario game with Super Mario 3D World, and the 2DS 3DS get the new Legend of Zelda game, A Link Between Worlds. Or should we be calling that a link between games? As it turns out, there is a Zelda reference tucked into Super Mario 3D World. Now, this is a pretty neat secret to find on your own, so if you'd rather not be spoiled, just go ahead and fast forward the video until this logo changes from Nintendo to Microsoft. Alright, you've been warned, here we go. After beating the game, go to the Rainbow World and enter level 1. Once you reach the midpoint of the level, hop aboard Plessy and ride her through the water and up to a wall. Hidden on the left side of the wall is a block with a fire flower. Use your firepower to light up the torches. This opens a door, revealing a cloud that will shoot you up to a platform. Touch all of the tiles to reveal 8-bit Link. You hear the classic, "You got the thing!" sound effect, and afterwards you hear a sort of techno remix of the original Zelda theme. You also get a green star, and can exit the level through a time-extending clock, giving you back the time. This is a great touch for Nintendo to include, showcasing the link between the two major franchise anchors and these games coming out together. There's no word if there's a reciprocal Mario reference in A Link Between Worlds, but we'll certainly keep our eyes open. We move on to Microsoft, which saw the launch of the Xbox One on Thursday. And in a sad reality of hardware launches nowadays, issues with some of the consoles was a matter of when, not if. And we've hit when. Now, some of these issues are more cosmetic, patience, first world problems type situations. Website Attack of the Fanboys reports that users are getting very frustrated with long install times on the Xbox One. Every Xbox One game must be installed to the hard drive, so there's no getting around it. Users have had complaints about just how long the games take to install, and the fact that Microsoft has done a very poor job of showing the users just how long the installations are going to take. However, if that were the only problem, this wouldn't be much of a story. Just like Sony's PS4 launch last week, we have a just does not work issue. A report on Kotaku points out that multiple Xbox Ones are popping up with disk drives that just don't work. And seeing as these things use disks to install games, that's kind of a big deal. Kotaku says that the issue seems more widespread than the PS4's blue light of death, as requests for emails from affected users got about 12 from Sony users, but around 150 for Microsoft users. The issue has also popped up in review consoles at IGN, Polygon, and Games Radar. Microsoft is telling affected users to contact customer service and recently told Kotaku that they are sending out new units to affected users before receiving the broken units. Onward to Sony, who's had a rather different kind of issue now pop up with the PlayStation 4. PS4s include a feature called Playroom, which allows users to use the PlayStation camera to play augmented reality video games in their living room. The PS4 also can stream gaming content to Twitch, a video game streaming website. If you know society lately, you can probably put two and two together. Multiple Twitch users have already been spotted getting naughty using the Playroom feature. Now, Twitch is moving very quickly to take action and actually has a great argument against anybody with a freedom of expression complaint. Twitch's terms of service already do not allow non-video game content to be streamed to their website. Users can have their streams shut off and even be banned. However, Twitch does say that talking about video games does count as gaming related, so we could see a sharp rise in video game vlogs. Oh man, competition. I'm gonna have to step up my game. And now, if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One, I'd like you to go and grab your controller. I'm serious, go get it. Okay, do you have it? Good. Now go ahead and press the start button to begin our featured story. What's that? You say you can't find the start button? Well, that's because sadly the start button seems to be making its way out of video game society. There is a great piece up on Kotaku, linked down in the description, talking about saying goodbye to the start button. Xbox One games such as Killer Instinct are now begun by pressing the menu button. PS4 games such as Knack are now begun by pressing the options button. Evan Narcisse, who wrote the article for Kotaku, points out that this may be more significant than we realize. Evan says it reflects a change in gaming. Gamers used to start the process of playing games by pressing start. But lately, with the rise of multiplayer gaming, as well as game downloads that let you begin playing a game before it's even finished downloading, the game really has already started before we press the start button. We are no longer the starters of the process, hence not pressing the start button any longer. Now there are some holdouts. Nintendo's Wii U and 3DS both still feature a start button, as does Sony's PlayStation Vita. Alright, that is going to do it for Almost Gaming this week, and that means it's time for our social media exercises. Alright, first routine, stretch down below the video, click like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Alright, good job, that was great. Alright, second routine, we're gonna lift the Facebook up, look for Almost Gaming, and give it a like. Alright, good work. Final routine, we're gonna climb that Twitter, look for @AlmostGamingVLG, and click follow. Alright, great work everybody, shake it out, cool it down, shake it out. Alright, that's the show. Make sure to stay tuned for extra lives where I mess up, and keep your eyes open for Almost Interesting, the vlog where I talk about life. Until then, game on. Listen guys, we've got big news for Sony and sticky record button. It was a rather genius, there's my first one. Moving to Nintendo, it was a rather ingenious decision by Nintendo to Nintendo the Nintendo and Nintendo the Nintendo. We move on to scratching my nose. Issues with some consoles was a matter of if, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. I said, oh wow. In which users can use the PlayStation camera to play augmented PS4s can also stream gaming content to the website Twitch, a streaming game content type website of websiteness. Onwards to Sony, who said, hang on. Users can have their streams shut off and even be banned. So I'm just stretching here because I know I forgot the rest of the paragraph, and I'm gonna have to do this again. Gamers like us used to press start to make a blooper, and then press start to make a blooper, and press start, and it goes blah, 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 and then you press end because that was scary. And game downloads,